started trending sometime yesterday, and I would like us to talk about it. Still has some relationship, or it's related to the political happenings in River State. So for a while now, you and I, we've been talking about the current term of the local government administrators that we have now, all 23 of them, and the political drama that surrounds their time in office. Now there has been the talk about whether there would be local government elections or not. Some say, the governor does not want to hold elections because of some personal political reasons. You've listened to all the conversations. Some are saying, it's a fight against one man holding River State captive. So, basically fight for the structure of River State, right? So in order for the fight to continue, the lawmakers were on one side decided, I don't know if I should say in order for the fight to continue. I don't know what the reason is, but I'm looking at it from a political point of view. However, basically what I'm trying to say is the lawmakers, led by Martin Amewule, decided to enact a law that determines an extension for local government chairmen if local government elections are not held. Now that has been contested not just in courts. It has also been contested by different people who have said, that's a wrong thing, that is unconstitutional. Some have said, it's the right way to go, since the governor and RESEC, some people, I always tell people it's not the governor who would conduct the elections, but somehow it's the one who is to fund RESEC to conduct the election. However, for some reason RESEC has been silent. Anyways, that's what we want to talk about, because sometime yesterday this happened. Take a listen.
To say Martin Amewule is not the House of Assembly. If Martin Amewule says that because the governor of River State failed in his duty to conduct local government election, and that I, Dr. Nwanwa Samuel Osoruchi, whose tenure by the oath of office I took and certificate of return I was issued when I contested my second tenure election, that we should remain in office, so shall we remain in office. We are sending a message to those who are threatening. Wear your jeans. Do like this. Don't do like this. We don't wear jeans in the Kwere local government. We tie wrapper. We wear bakata. We will wait for you. Come and disobey the law. The law of Nigeria is the law passed by Martin Amewule. If them boy you well, them boy you well, them boy you well, them boy you well, them boy you well. Show your face.
All right, so you heard that, and that has been trending, and we've got several reactions. But if you listen to the news today, you would have heard the reaction from Kelvin Nwanwa, who is the president of the Rumuokoro Youth Association. Welcome. He's in the studio. He's joining me right now. Welcome. It's good to have you.
It's my pleasure to.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is also part of the NYCN, the Rumuokoro Youth Assembly. It's part of the National Youth Council.
Yeah, of course. We all belongs to same umbrella. As a youth leader in the community, you have to be under the umbrella of the National Youth Council, Obiakpo chapter.
Okay.
Then from Obiakpo you have the state at large.
All right. Okay, so good. So the first question, as a youth, is what do you make of this local government situation where some are arguing we must have elections? Of course, we must have elections so that new breed of administrators can, or if it's second time for some people, it can happen as well, as it is in the Constitution. Some have argued that we are in a political season where it may resort into violence, and so so what's your take on it?
Like I made mention earlier, in your previous news. Conducting election is not an issue. Of course, the governor will definitely conduct an election. This man just came into office and trying to study the environment.
Okay.
Now, you are an existing local government. Your tenure has not expired. Once it's done, you leave. And, of course, the RISEC is there to look into all these whole things and, put it all together. And election will commence. But for me, since 1999, from our father, Sir Dr. Peter Odele, and till before this time, have not seen anywhere any governor just come in and you say you conduct election. So almost every one of them, they've actually run a caretaker, including the past administration.
But does that make it right?
No. Let's see it from that point of view.
Okay.
Being right or wrong.
Okay.
But that's the practice.
Since Odele's time,
of course, you tell me, most of them, they've actually run caretaker, and even the past administration run caretaker about 6 or 9 months or thereabout, before some election was conducted. And I keep saying it, when people are so lucky, I call it so lucky because you are not the only person in this state. You are not the only person in that local government. You are lucky to be chosen, to represent your people. I mean, after representing your people, the same people you are ruling, and you want to at the same time malign them.
Okay, before we get to maligning or how people are governing, now that you've said that it's been part of our River State history, caretaker committee chairman, are you saying it's okay for us to have a caretaker committee?
I'm not the governor of the state.
But I'm asking your personal opinion.
For me as a person, I think the best thing as a person is once they leave, is either the HPM and what have you, or a caretaker who will look into the affairs on what they have done, the previous administration have done, of course. Because I know there are a lot of injustice, there are a lot of misappropriation of fund.
That's an allegation.
Of course,
we'll get to that.
That is why the caretaker will be there to make findings on all these things before an election should be conducted. Of course, that's my personal opinion. You understand? But for somebody to say, when my tenure expires, I will not leave.
Once again, I said we'll get to that. Let's take one step at a time. Now, are you bothered about the fact that RISEC has been quiet, in all of this, back and forth? Because, I've tried my best, to make some kind of connections with RISEC, but it's not been successful just yet. Are you bothered in any way? Because, you are part of the National Youth Council of Nigeria. Are you concerned? Because this is putting River State in some kind of political instability.
No, is not supposed to be what it is right now.
Okay.
Like trying to put up tensions and everywhere. It's just because some set of people feel they are in charge of this state.
Okay.
And whatever they say happens. Ordinarily, this is same family.
Okay.
We know what it took every one of us to ensure that the governor emerged. Every one of us. You heard the governor say he's still a product of the same family. We know nobody is more important than the other because it is a family. You draw out the plans is executed. You are not the one who is executing it. You only draw the plans. There are people who are the field workers who ensure that these things are done. So, how did we get here? We just wake up one day and say impeach and all that. We keep asking questions. Why? What's going on? And because you're the Lord and Master, you say whatever you said, that's what happens. Knowing too well we have people in this state, when they speak, people will listen. I must tell you for free, we don't have any problem in the state. The state is as peaceful as it is. Forget about the noise they are making. There is a governor in the state.
every one of us know in the past administration, how dare you speak when the governor speak?
Okay,
or when he say it now, you want to.
I would have to pause you.
I mean, is it because it is same? Is it because it's Fuba?
We have a commercial when we come back.
The Asian Council and the entire All Roy Sarah Kingdom
hour, and we are looking at the local government situation in Rivers State. I've got Kelvin Nwanwa, who is the Rumuokoro Youth Association president, and of course that's an affiliation of the NYCN Rivers State chapter. Welcome on the show once again.
Thank you.
So before we went for the break, you said one man. It's all the making of one man. There is no problem in Rivers State. And I remember that the question I asked was about RESEC. So are you saying that RESEC is under the control of one man? Is that what you're implying, or what are you trying to say? Because you've just not too long ago said that there is no problem in Rivers State.
Yes, there's no problem. For the question you asked, which is RESEC, I think RESEC is a body of its own. And I don't think I have the authority to speak on their behalf. They know better. I think I stand to be corrected. The previous administration, His Excellency Enwike, I think he was the one who constituted that RESEC before he left. Yeah, so I think he knows better. He actually appointed someone, and I don't know the reason why the person has refused to conduct the election. So I am not authorized to speak.
No, I'm not asking you to speak on their behalf. The question I ask you is, what do you make of the fact that they have been silent in the midst of all of this back and forth?
For me, I think you are a journalist. You also need to.
Of course, I've probed. I'm still probing, but
you need to find out from them. So let them speak for themselves. All right. Let's concentrate on this here.
Let's get to the statement now. Samuel Wanasike, local government chairman of Ikwere Council, is saying that he's not going to leave, and he's saying that based on the argument that Martin Ameule-led assembly enacted the law. And the law says that if there are no local government elections, then the local government chairman will stay in office. What's your take on that?
Let me start by saying it's quite unfortunate.
Why is it unfortunate?
Yes. The good people of Elios, Origwe, and Oresara Kingdom happens to actually support their own, which is Honorable Martin Samehule. Had the opportunity, grew from local government to the Speaker of the state. What a privilege. This is something the people would have enjoyed. Internal rules and every other thing that would have come with it. As a speaker, we've not gotten this before. And the only one we had, this is what we get for it.
When you say what we get for it, what do you mean?
How can you go and start talking about impeaching a governor of a state? Did we ask you to do so? We elected you. We voted you in. And what you went to do there?
Kelvin, let's have a conversation. Kelvin, let's have a conversation. Now, let me pause you first. Now, when you say Martin Ameule wanted to impeach the governor, it's not just Martin Ameule who wanted to impeach the governor.
Of course, he is the speaker.
My point is, 2/3 majority would be needed. Secondly, if the governor had committed an offense, of course, would he not do his responsibility to impeach?
Of course he will, but now the question is we've been asking, what has
speaking to the mic, please.
Yeah, what has the governor done? If it is an impeachable offense, let the state know. You don't just come up and say you want to impeach. We ask, what has he done? We are still waiting for that answer till today. That is on Martin Samehule. And you talking about laws that was enacted to extend their tenure. His seat was declared vacant.
That's been contested in court.
Yeah, of course, there are a lot of court issues. So, having been declared vacant, I don't think he has any locus again to start making laws overriding the powers of the governor each time. Of course, a bill, when you send a bill, it takes time, maybe 1 month, 2 months, as we know. The governor will look at it, assent to it, or bring it back to the house and all that. But because there is a plan, which of course at the end of the day will not work, that is why you see every now and then you override. Was any of them able to do that in the past administration? The answer is no. But because you see one gentleman who you feel you can talk to anyhow you like, you embarrass a governor of a state, and Rivers people are quiet, watching, looking at you. You think they are happy with you?
Kelvin. Now, when you say their seats were declared vacant, and as such, the bills they enacted or the law they enacted, it's null and void, you would remember that at that point there was a communication from the assembly to the governor and the governor back to the assembly. It means that at the time the governor even recognized them as assembly members. Does that count for something?
After they came back from the
Abuja Court
peace agreement. Well, it's not constitutional.
But my point,
that is why that matter the elders actually went to court.
The matter is in court.
Of course it is.
So we cannot now
say...
So
now let us decide.
Kelvin, we cannot now say that their seats are vacant. So if Samuel Nwanwa is holding on to that law as enacted by Martin Amaewhule-led assembly, then don't you think that he may have, a point?
Will you agree with me that when...
I would have to... Okay, you know what? Just shift the mic so that... Exactly.
Okay, so before that seat was declared vacant, you know that Edison Ehe actually went to court, who is the current chief of staff now. And the court pronounced him the speaker.
Okay.
And that it was on that basis he declared the seat vacant. And as the speaker, and also moved the bill to the governor, and it was assent to.
But you also know that there is a court judgment, as funny as this sounds, but there is a court judgment that nullified everything done by Edison Ehe. So now the reason why I asked you this question is because you are very vocal and you are vehemently refuting what Samuel Nwanwa has said. I mean, I read it in the news,
Very
and that's
correct.
why you were invited into the studio.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, if both sides are hinging on court judgments and both sides have a point, don't you see this snowballing into violence? And if you do, what do you think should be the precaution we should take? As once again,
for me, I don't think there's going to be any violence.
Okay.
You know why I said so? First, we all await the court judgment, right? Or if all the court cases, if not because of the way things are, these issues are issues that are put together, bring together, look into it and give a judgment on it, and that rests it. But while we are waiting for the court judgment, they should know, being the local government, the 20 local government chairman, should know that once their tenure elapse, at least the one they took oath of office, let that one elapse first. They will leave while we are wait for.
So what if they refuse to leave?
How will you refuse?
Because I've just told you.
You cannot refuse because you took oath of office that you're going to leave on so day.
I agree.
As at then, there was no amendment or whatsoever. So you are not even going to be the first beneficiary of such because it's a constitutional thing.
But yet again, if the law has been made by the House of Assembly and that law is supposedly seen as law, it means that it has some power, and it means that people like Samuel Nwanwa can hold on to that law. And I'm asking, what if he refuses to? Because once again, you're very vocal, saying that the law, the local government chairman must go once their time is up. So what if they refuse to go? What next then?
Trust me, they will, but not with violence.
Okay,
we
so
know the law.
Okay.
From all indications, we've got informations. Of course, all of us. I'm from Obiakpo local government. The local government is just at my back. So when you see right now, you can still make your findings. Is it the CSO or who of the local government move around with some group, in case they say they are security people, move around with guns? These security guns around the local made guns. They are security and what have you. It's not like that before. But the truth of the matter is they will leave.
What are you implying, that they're forming their own security?
What I'm trying to say is that of course, they have their plans. For Nwanwa, who's their spokesperson, to say they will not leave. There's an undertone, and that is why I call the security agents. Because they want to cause problem in the state, so that they declare state of emergency. You see how it's done? It has to pass a process.
You see, the reason why I asked you this question, Kelvin, is because you said that, in the news, you called on the security agencies. But assuming I'm the police, I would be confused, because like I've said, there is a court judgment here that says, okay, I'll give you 3 instances. One, Martin Ameole is the speaker. Another one, Edison Eye is the speaker. Another one, Victor Okojumbo is the speaker, right? There is the court judgment that implies, now I'm not going to say, that implies that the local government chairman money and everything should not be tampered with based on laws made, or the law made by Martin Ameole. And then there is the one that says Martin Ameole should stop parading himself. He and his group stop parading themselves as lawmakers. And then there's another law that says the local government law that extends so there are several court orders to that effect, and everybody would hold on to the one that suits him. And I'm asking, if I'm the police, I would also be confused. So when it gets to that point, what would you do as youth president or youth leader in Obiakpo, so to say, because once again you're so very strongly against the extension of the local government chairman's tenure?
Yes, I am. And I must tell you, we have a leader who's His Youthfulness Ambassador Chijoke Huo. He's the National Youth President, Rivers State Chapter. And he gives directives to follow. Who are the youths? Of course, I know his wisdom. He knows what to do. He knows what to tell us. And for the record to be straight,
are you saying he hasn't said anything just yet?
Via this?
Concerning the local government situation, he hasn't said anything?
Of course, he has actually told them they will leave. Of course, they know they will leave. There's no two ways. See, Rivers State is just that there's a say in Ikwere. They say, generally, when one man cook for you, the entire community will eat the food and ask for more. But when the whole community cooks for just one man, there's no how you can finish the food. Every one of them, they are just biting more than they can chew. Trust me, all this noise they are making is just let them just talk. On that day, they will quietly leave because the law is there.
You say the law is there,
the law is there.
But there is also this other law.
Until we get there.
So why I want to ask a question.
Until we get there.
All of you in the midst of these political dance, why can't all of you be patient? The group that is supporting the FCT minister, the group that is supporting the governor, why can't all of you just stay calm pending the determination of all the court cases? Why?
Of course we can, but of course when someone makes a statement that is not right, you don't expect people to take that. If he had not made such a statement, I won't be here.
But he made a statement. The governor had made a statement earlier saying the local government chairman should just beat their time and leave when the time is due. And maybe I'm not. I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe Samuel Nwanwa is only responding to that.
So when a governor speaks, you speak to him in any way you like.
Interesting.
Has he, Samuel Nwanwa, ever done that to His Excellency former Governor of Rivers State, Ezebonyi Sonwike, the FCT minister? Can he stand before him and talk? But because you saw a gentleman who wants the best for Rivers people,
okay,
you think you can come and talk to him and insult the governor of a state? I've not seen. When he say I've not seen this kind of thing in my life.
Okay.
I've not seen this kind.
All right. Let's go back and listen to what Samuel Nwanwa said.
To say Martin Ameole is not the House of Assembly. If Martin Ameole says that because the governor of Rivers State failed in his duty to conduct local government election, and that I, Dr. Nwanwa Samuel Osoruchi, whose tenure by the oath of office I took and certificate of return I was issued when I contested my second tenure election, that we should remain in office, so shall we remain in office. We are sending a message to those who are threatening. Where your deeds? do like this. We wear bakata. We will wait for you. Come and disobey the law. The law of Nigeria is the law passed by Martin Amebule.
All right, that's that on Facebook. Pascal Story says, I feel sorry for you and your kind, and Abuja High Court has jurisdiction over River State, but River State High Court does not. Are you talking about me? I wonder. I didn't say anything like that. But Tom Barry, Andre Francis Ugo says, Canada is very biased. It is disgraceful. Interesting. Okay. Ike Allen says, nice one, Nigeria info. All right, that's that for Facebook. But let's come on WhatsApp and let's see the messages. By the way, it's time for us to start taking contributions. 0817 923 0002 is the first number to call. 0817 923 0003 is the second number to call. 0817 923 007 is the third number to call. If you want to reach me via WhatsApp, remember you can do audio and text formats on WhatsApp. The number is 0809 030 6416. All right. This one says, Kalada, good afternoon. Okay, that's not my message. Let's see. It says, sometime when I hear how some of these political leaders, especially those in the corridors of power, talk, honestly, I fear where this state is heading to. We should make a good history from Hector. This one says, it is regrettable that every Tom, Dick, and Harry would just ride on this governor for his peaceful disposition. I must say it is very absurd for Dr. Samuel Wanosike to flagrantly desecrate the person of the governor of River State in every public function with threats of this kind. It is very unfortunate. Kelvin Frank in the diaspora. Okay. Oh, no wonder you said good morning. I was wondering why you were greeting good morning. But this is good afternoon, Mr. Kalada. I will say to Samuel Wanosike until the auspicious date of 17th June. Okay, I don't know if your message is complete. Alfred also Miari. I think you should complete your message. But let's listen to Ibiso. Ibiso, what do you have to say? Now let's hear you.
Kalada, good afternoon. I listened to the video of Ikwere local government chairman Samuel Wanosike with his word of threats. Like I always say, if anything happens in River State in the wrong way, everybody will suffer it. And my problem is, most of these politicians, they are children. They are not here. When you want to say, if they born you well, bring your son or your daughter to stand with you in the council there. Not by using other people. In fact, if your children are not up to the age of maybe 18, bring your wife, your siblings, and your in-laws, because they are benefiting from you. Many people are praising him there where he's making that statement. A local government chairman. When Wike was the governor, can they do it? Because him is peaceful, loving governor. To me, what they are planning in River State, they want to set state of emergency, but it do not work.
All right, thank you very much, Ibiso. Thank you. I've got Edward from Andoni. Edward, welcome. Oh wow. Dickin from HA, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Kelvin, good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon. Welcome. Let's get your tools, please.
Yeah, this is Dickin Benson from HA.
Dickin Benson. All right, Dickin, welcome.
Greetings to your guest in the studio.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Well done.
Canada. Dr. Nwanwa said that the law he will respect is the law that Martin Samuel will emerge. Did he not hear that 2 days ago, a competent court of jurisdiction said that law is not and void? And he did not annul that law because he said in the assembly is authentic or not. But that law in itself falls short here.
Okay.
Not because he is a speaker or not speaker. The process of amending that law and the law itself is not in tandem with the Nigerian constitution. So we now choose to work with the other party that the law, that the court nullified than the one that the court holds. And apart from that, when a PK did caretaker 9 months, have you forgotten during the time of Wike? He did caretaker for 9 good months.
Okay.
So when did the caretaker become an illegal thing and unconstitutional? Is it because of sin is the governor or because Wike is no longer the governor? So please, let them tread with caution. This state belongs much.
All right, thank you very much, Dickin Benson. Susie from Irema. Susie, welcome. What is on your mind? I like
Andrew, well,
Kalada it is, Susie.
We have overflowed this matter of whether anybody is right or wrong, whether Martin Samehule is this and all of that. But honestly, I want to correct your guest in the studio.
Susie,
Martin Samehule vacant.
Susie, can we focus on your opinion and let's just share it? We're not fighting, we're talking, please.
Okay, so let me just say that as far as this
all right, sorry there, we lost the connection. Please do call back if you can. Let's say this one. This one says, I am disappointed that the likes of Wanaseke have lost every sense of respect for his person with the unguarded utterances he has been making lately, closing his eyes to... Okay, all right then. I think that's that. This one says, man of the people, 17th of June is not far. We are patiently waiting for the day to come. Quietness is the best answer from Tango Ability at Swegu. All right. This one says, please ask your guest, what will the governor do if Tinubu or President Tinubu fails to fund INEC and he plans to appoint a caretaker governor? Peter from Port Harcourt. You want to answer that question?
It's just like what is happening now. And if it works, what it means that any governor or any president could just come up and tell assembly members to extend their tenure, and nobody will want to leave office. That is why the constitution is very, very powerful. Okay. If it was not, people I know in this our country, this Nigeria, will not want to leave office. When you are there up to 8 years, within 7-8 years and some months, you just go to the house. You should just, elongate my tenure, those kind of a thing. And it will work. So he does set a precedent.
But he's saying that what if the president says, there will be no governorship election?
Is it constitutional?
Is it constitutional not to have local government election? That's what he's asking. But
it's constitutional, of course, to have a list. But for me, I've not seen where we have a local government in the office, and you have another one with just like the way we have in transition.
But that's how it's supposed to be.
But that is not the system we've been following. Okay, maybe we'll do it right this time.
Gift from Yanegwa. Welcome on the show. What's on your mind?
Kalada, my brother.
Yeah, quickly, please. You've got 1 minute, 30 seconds. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. God bless you. Kalada, from the one I've been telling anyone who cares to listen, this whole challenge that this back and forth, I said the governor is the problem. And the reason why I use the word the governor is the problem, and people have been running away from this bitter truth. It is bitter truth.
Okay, so tell me quickly, how is the
governor
okay,
who is supposed to release funds for the election to take place has refused to release this funds.
Now, Gift, are you sure he has refused? Are you sure he has refused to? You know how I ask my question.
Oh my God, Kalada. There are some certain things I understand what you are doing. It is not bad for you to probe for you to ask me those questions. Thank you for asking me, but I'm putting it to you that if the governor was ready for this election, I am telling you, nothing will stop the election. That is why Reset don't want to look as if they are taking side. They have kept quiet. They have been mute for all this while. And instead of we to call the governor to order, somebody sent a text message. You can imagine. Can anyone
Gift, I've got to go. I'm sorry, I've got to go. I've got a commercial.
Did you know every year in Nigeria,
at 5 o'clock, but thank you very much, Mr. Kelvin, for coming in. You want to say something?
Yeah, thank you. My advice, like I've said earlier, is nobody has a way of life.
We are
Samuel Wanasike and his group, of course, all the local government chairmen. Please, once is your day, quietly park and leave.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope nobody gets to use violence as a means. But thank you very much.
No violence.
Thank you very much, Kelvin. All right then.